Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Rob. Back today, dyeing another disc for you. Today's dye is a cell dye, done in the style of a mandala. I hope you'll stick around and check it out. I hope you enjoy the result. Like most of my work, today's dye is done using Floetrol as the medium, and the dye is Pro Chemical and Dye. If you're interested to know how it's mixed, I do have a video. There's going to be a link in the corner of your screen now on mixing and making a color wheel. I keep all my dyes in squeeze bottles, and right now I'm just laying down the base using the full spectrum of colors over a plain Floetrol base. I'm going to start filling in the gaps here. This is not necessary if you are okay with having some white poke through when you poke your cells, but for me, for what I'm looking for here, don't want too much of that. Some is okay, but don't want too much, so I'm just filling in as best I can, covering up all that white. So that's the base. I'm sure many of you are familiar with what's about to happen here, but right now I'm laying down my swipe color, the well for my swipe color. Just laying down a black and then pulling that over the top of the base. I'm going to do that twice to get full coverage here. And then I'm going to do another swipe. And this is just so you get a two-tone swipe over the top. There'll be blue over the black, and then the colors will poke through the black. It ends up looking pretty nice. Okay, and now that these swipes are done, we can start poking the pattern. Right now I'm poking oil into the top of the bed using 3-in-1 silicone on a pin. If you're not familiar with a mandala, it's a pattern that often exhibits what's called radial symmetry, which is a symmetrical pattern that sort of radiates outward from a central point in a circle. So that's what I'm trying to go for here. Now that I've laid down the pattern and the cells are starting to bloom, I'm just going to transfer it under the heat lamp and turn the heat lamp on. Leave it for, about 10-15 minutes under the heat lamp. Let the cells bloom completely. So after heating, here's the bed we're left with. Mandalas are typically very ordered, very symmetrical, and cells are kind of the opposite. They kind of do their own thing and they make their own shape. So I really enjoyed combining those styles, and I think this result is very, very cool. So I'm going to put a disc in that. You'll get to see the result right away, and I'm going to show you how I do a spin dye to make it all look great at the very end. So there's the disc. The transfer turned out very well. If you're interested in learning how I get such clean transfers with good saturation, there's a link to a video in the corner of your screen now. As far as this spin dye goes, I've got a record player here. I'm just putting the disc on, centering it up. I have some acetone mixed with black dye in this eyedropper. I'm squeezing that onto the painter's palette, and I'm just gonna use this brush to apply some black dye to the rim of the disc. I like to use acetone mixed with dye for the rim of the disc. Acetone and dye really soak into the disc and you get good saturation with that. And once I feel like I have enough saturation with the acetone and black dye, I am going to switch it up. If you can get your hands on some denatured alcohol, you can mix that with dye. In this case, I'm using methyl hydrate mixed with dye. And this doesn't absorb as quickly, which makes it ideal for making a good fade. So I can apply that to the edge and then sort of fade it inward like I'm doing now. And you just do that to get a nice gradual fade by dragging it slowly up the side of the disc. Now that that's done, you're going to have some residual dye particles on the disc. So I've got isopropyl alcohol on cotton swabs, and I'm just using that to clean off the residual on the edge of the disc. This also really helps to blend things nicely. You get a nice faint blend with the black. If you hold your cotton swab steady as you go around the outside, it blends it very nicely. Just gonna give it one more once over on the top with cotton swab and some ISO. Get a little bit more of that off of there. And there we go. Here's the result. You get that nice fade on the rim, nice black edge. Really helps to frame the work. And I think this thing turned out so nicely. I am really pleased with the result on this one. So there you have it. That's the result. Hope you guys learned something. If you like this video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff. Leave me a comment if you want to tell me something, or if you have a question, I'll try and answer it. Until next time, happy dyeing, and I will see you later.